Gatewood.
I'm Mackenzie.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How's your day going?
It's good.
Good. Okay, well, just a little bit about me. I am a counselor here at the agency, and today we're going to talk for about 5 minutes discussing different challenges you're facing. I will be listening and asking you different questions. I may also summarize what you're saying to be sure that I understand you correctly. Do you have any questions before we start? Do you have any questions about me or?
No.
Okay. Well, before we talk about your feelings, I need to go over some confidentiality. I'm required to go over this with you, so everything you say to me will be confidential within the agency. And unless you give me any written consent to share information with someone else, there are a few exceptions to this. The first, I am a mandated reporter, so that means that if there was or it has been any suspicion of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse of a child, an elderly person, or incapacitated adult, I am required by law to report that information to the proper authorities. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then also, if you do tell me anything that indicates that you're in danger to yourself or to someone else, I also am required to take the appropriate steps to ensure the safety of not only you, but of that person, so everyone involved. Do you have any questions about the confidentiality before we start?
No.
Okay. So, what brings you here today?
So last week I started a long-term sub job because I just graduated in December, and so I'm just subbing just while I'm in grad school. So I started a long-term sub job in kindergarten through 3rd grade special education classroom, and I have about 9 students, and most of them have Down syndrome and autism, which is really fun for me, but it's also kind of overwhelming because I haven't worked with this age before, and it's a lot younger. I'm used to high school, and so I'm trying to learn the routines, and there's just a lot that I need to learn, and it's hard because I am used to high school, and elementary you have to be peppier, and that's not really my personality. And I'm also in grad school. I'm taking 6 hours, and which I love, but is a lot of work. And I just moved to Oklahoma City, and so I don't really know anyone, and I'm trying to get involved with a church, but I am out of town almost every weekend because a lot of my friends are getting married and they don't live here, so I'm having to travel to go to weddings and wedding parties and that stuff.
So it seems like you're really overwhelmed. You have a lot going on, and you have a lot on your plate.
Yes, I am overwhelmed, and I'm trying, but I'm definitely a people pleaser, and so it's hard for me to say no to people sometimes.
So it seems like you're frustrated because you are a people pleaser, so you can't say no to anyone.
Yes, I am. I wish I wasn't as big of a people pleaser because I always feel bad, and so I don't say no to a lot of people, which makes me feel good because I don't say no to them, but in return I get very stressed out because then I'm just overwhelmed with all of these things I have to do, and so it gets hard.
Yeah, so what I hear you're saying is that you have a lot going on. You're kind of frustrated and you're stressed because you're always wanting to say yes to people, and you're also just overwhelmed because you're in this position, in this transition in your life, and you just have a lot going on, and you're trying to kind of figure out what you can and can't do, and kind of, weed out everything. Is that what, right?
Yes, definitely. I am overwhelmed with stuff and pleasing people, and it's frustrating, and it just gets a little much sometimes.
Yeah. So, in summary, you've just moved to Oklahoma City. you're trying to figure out, what you want to do. So you're in grad school, but you're doing a short-term sub job with these new elementary kids who you haven't worked with, who are, I'm sure, a lot of work, from what it sounds like you're saying. And you're just frustrated and stressed because you have all these weddings and parties you have to go to, and you're trying to be a good friend. So I think that maybe for some homework, and we can talk about it next week when you come, that you could kind of write down different situations where you're feeling really overwhelmed, or when you could ask to do something, wait 24 hours. So let's try to do those two things where, when you're first asked to do something, if it's something that you can wait 24 hours to give an answer on, do that. And then, if you want to do it, do it. If you're feeling crazy overwhelmed that morning, you're going to have to say no. And then you can write down those situations where you're feeling really overwhelmed to kind of get that energy out on paper and just kind of be able to go back and look at it. And we can talk about those situations more in depth once you have them written down. Does that sound like something you would want to do?
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. I need to do that.
Okay. Well, would you like to meet at the same time next week then?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, perfect.